bienvenidos y bienvenidas a un nuevo vídeo del canal. Estamos aquí de vuelta con Genshin Impact y qué puedo deciros, ha llegado el momento de explorar un poquito más toda nuestra aventura en Sumeru. ¿Y qué vamos a hacer? Pues lo clásico, vamos a venir aquí a echarnos unos combatitos contra algunos enemigos. No, vamos a buscar llegar a Sumeru. Me he enfrentado a estos enemigos en plan de random, pero vamos a venir un poquito por aquí a ver qué hay. Aquí veo un cofre que está protegido por estos cracks, así que vamos a soltarles todo a estos guerreros de la tribu. Ya sabéis, el buen fuego de Biluk ayudará porque están contra la pared. Ojo la bestia, ojo, ojo, me la ha liado, tío, me la ha liado la bestia, que no me puedo salir. What? Me ha enganchado la bestia, tío. A ver. Se me ha bugueado. Gracias. No puedo hacer nada, no me puedo mover. Vale. Me ha costado sacrificar al prota, poca broma. Vamos a curar. A ver, el tema es que del golpe me había metido dentro de... Ojo, cuidado, que me vuelvo a meter dentro y la lío. ¿Me quito vida? Vamos allá. La buena de ello, y Milla no falla. Piraco. Empezamos mal, ahí con la one-shoteada que nos han metido. La de cabos. Vamos allá. La verdad que estos enemigos me molan bastante, o sea, están OP, Fijaos lo que me han quitado en un momento. Vamos allá, vale, tenemos el cofre. A ver, mola porque son enemigos que aguantan, que tienen su dureza y al final pues se nota. Así que nosotros vamos a coger bien todo esto. Y a Leo. Vale, pues nuestro objetivo en este caso es bastante sencillo. Hay que ir a la zona del Puerto de Ormos, creo que era, o Ormos. Hemos estado allí porque exploré en uno de los vídeos anteriores. Ya sabéis que aquí no estoy tocando más que lo que grabo. Pero ahora nos teletransportaremos allí, pero primero he visto que aquí hay un teleport, así que vamos a venir. Y ya que estamos lo cogemos. Ahí está, nuevo enemigo, no pasa nada, nuevo combate. Tenemos esto activo. A ver. ¿Cofre? ¿Vale? No sé lo que es esto, pero mola, es un cofre. A ver, es como conseguir un cofre random de por aquí, pero bueno. Un objeto que usiste explorar los jardines, ¿vale? Pues tenemos aquí un objeto nuevo, muy bien. Y ahora nuestro objetivo, lo que digo, hay que dirigirnos al puerto de Ormos, así que vamos allá, abrimos el mapa. ¿Y dónde está el puerto? Pues está literalmente aquí. Así que como ya tenemos el teletransportador en medio del puerto, vamos a ir allí y vamos a ver qué ocurre a continuación. A ver por dónde nos sorprende todo, pero esto está en un momento muy top. Así que vamos a ver cómo continúa nuestra aventura en Sumeru, aquí en Genshin Impact.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osvan told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item?
Deberíamos averiguar eso antes de hacer cualquier otra cosa.
Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Vale, hay que preguntar en este caso a los comerciantes callejeros. Veo que aquí hay alguien, así que vamos a ver a Elzam, que es un sastre. Una sastre, perdón.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help you too?
Necesitamos información.
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much. You see over there? Those are students from the Academia.
Lucen un poco preocupados.
They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Confían demasiado en la casa.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in. That guy does nothing but smooth talk all day.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein el Ahmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the Academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein al-Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for...
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious.
Ciertamente es bastante sospechoso.
So, what's our plan?
Vayamos a la taberna de Jafar.
Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 mora, Have you lost your mind?
No los dejaré ir fácilmente si resulta ser una estafa.
Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of mora.
Pues nada, parece que tenemos aquí que hacer cositas, así que vamos a la taberna. Y bueno, a ver un poquito, ¿no?, qué pasa por aquí, porque lo que digo, el puerto es una zona bastante interesante, pero la taberna esta seguro que nos sorprende. Una de las cosas que más me está gustando de Sumeru es lo que digo, es lo verdoso que es todo, lo bonito que se ve todo. Es muy apetecible, la verdad, el explorar las nuevas áreas. Y tengo muchas ganas de dedicarle el tiempo que se merece. ¿Vale? Vamos a sentarnos y a ver qué pasa. En busca de averiguar información, aquí estamos de vuelta con Genshin Impact. Una trama que me está gustando, la de Sumeru.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
¿Qué? ¿La reina mayor Ruka Devata traidora? ¿Qué estoy diciendo?
Paimon was wondering what they meant too.
Guau. ¿Cómo que la reina traidora?
So then, what happened next?
Vosotros, eremitas. Necesito información.
Who are you? What do you want?
Soy un viajero.
A traveler?
Now's probably not the time to talk about that. Didn't the students say Eremites are wary of outsiders?
Soy un estudiante de la
A
academia.
student? What's a student from Sumeru
liado,
City
¿no?
doing in Port Ormos?
Es verdad, me lo han dicho y he pasado a Dios. Estoy buscando información sobre cierta cosa.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Te doy 50 moras.
What is this? Some
Oh, sorry. He must have grabbed the wrong amount.
La estoy intentando liar a posta, Paimon. Déjame liarla, quiero liarla. Te doy medio millón de moras, tío.
So much more ago.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Tengo una pregunta más.
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now.
¿Quién es el rey
We're
escarlata?
actually interested to know more because...
Que éramos de la academia, no de arqueología.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, as you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you...
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes.
Ojo.
That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we... Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly
¿Tendrá
dead.
que ver con
The
Natla?
voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers
A
who
ver,
have
se supone
forgotten
que hay
their
una
true
guerra
god
con el
will
tema de Natlan,
suffer
así que quizás
retribution
en el futuro
together.
veamos alguna guerra aquí de
If what I'm
conflicto
saying
bestia.
makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King.
¿El rey escarlata va a volver?
I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that.
Vale, esta conversación ha
I think this
terminado.
conversation has reached its end.
Not
Okay.
just yet. This man is a fraud.
¿Alhacen?
You again? Deranged academia loon.
Yes, it's me
¡Hostia!
again.
¿Cómo mola el PJ
I already
¿no?
warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I take measures to make things uncomfortable for you.
Bueno.
Listen to me.
Nuevo personaje
That
favorito del
address he
juego,
gave
chaval.
you is
Alhazen.
fake. Or at
Al.
least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the mora you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this, hmm?
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia
No sé
because
quién
it
es
just
este personaje, pero mola un
complicates things.
montón, ¿eh?
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Tevat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach
Es
me
Dendro,
himself.
el pavo este.
However, also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Ah, nos devuelven el dinero. Pues bueno, no nos hemos gastado medio millón de
Please, I
horas.
beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Ayman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it.
Bueno,
Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
me mola este tío.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too.
Al, el puto amo.
He seems to know a lot about what's
Alhazen.
going on around
¿Cómo se
here.
pronuncia ese nombre?
Let's catch up with him and ask some questions.
¿Por qué no me sacáis ese personaje en esta primera versión, cabrones?
After him.
De verdad, o sea, qué fuerte. Me ha parecido brutal, el personaje está muy guay. Epa. Corramos a buscarlo. A ver qué pasa aquí.
Wait up! It's Al-Haytham, right?
What do you want?
Queremos que nos digas que... Bueno, primero te agradecemos por ayudarnos. Luego
No
ya...
need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed.
Mola.
We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
Soy un estudiante de la academia.
A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Sé una o dos cosas sobre cómo pelear.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange?
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from Ein. Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting.
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and we'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
Así somos de guays.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
Parece que es un tipo de conocimiento.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is.
This is a knowledge
Cápsula de
capsule.
conocimiento. Es un
To
recipiente
put
que
it
puede
simply,
almacenar una cantidad
it's a
determinada de
vessel that can
conocimiento.
store a
Hola.
fixed. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents. Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means
claro, y
to
aquí el
mora for
conocimiento
the
es una moneda de
Eremites.
cambio. Tiene sentido todo lo que está
Meanwhile,
diciendo.
those which the Eremites deem to be useless
Hostia,
to them
me está pareciendo muy
occasionally
interesante
prove
todo lo
useful to
que
the
tiene que
common
ver
citizens
con
and hapless
esto.
academia
Joder, ¿cómo se nota
students.
que estoy jugando al Silent Row, que estoy ahí con los tacos?
I think that about
No,
sums it
no,
up.
no me gusta decir tacos. He oído que la academia ha perdido algo recientemente.
Oh, so that's your true objective.
Quiero saber más sobre eso.
With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
Quizás podamos añadir una cláusula adicional.
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
Vale, hay que seguir hablando y parece que está aquí cerca, así que nada, vamos a ver un momentito porque por aquí creo que había un teletransportador cerca, ¿no? Sí, este de aquí. Vamos a marcarlo y vamos a ir a él y así aprovecho y me saco un teleport free. Ok, pues aquí estamos dándolo todo, así que me he permitido subir un momentito a por el TP. Vamos a desbloquearlo ya y así pues lo tendré listo para lo que venga ahora de aventura. De aquí ya, lo que digo, dignamente nos bajaremos abajo para reunirnos con Al. Me ha molado mucho el personaje, ¿eh? O sea, se ve muy, muy top. Bueno, aquí está el punto de transporte, ahí lo tenemos conseguido, muy bien. Y lo que digo, nosotros vamos a hacer aquí el salto de fe hacia arriba, ojo. Hay un cofre, ¿no? Valioso.
Is this an answer from this world?
Vaya. Aquí está el lugar. Ojo, cofre sencillito,
Let's
pero
continue
top.
our conversation here.
Vale. Vamos a
If you
continuar la
wish to learn
conversación
more
sobre la
about the
cápsula
knowledge
del
capsule that
conocimiento.
the academia lost, then you must help me with something.
¿De qué se trata?
I need you to find someone named Dori, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the academia because most of her wares don't comply with academia regulations. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dori's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dori should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their
Dori es el
contact
personaje, se
password.
supone,
Beyond the
que-
password, though, I have no way of knowing what other
que
tricks she might have up her
viene
sleeve.
en la segunda parte,
You'll
¿no? De
have
esta
to
actualización,
improvise.
que son 4 estrellas.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
What? We only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Puedo usarla.
Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard.
Bueno,
Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
vale.
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Vale.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because
Vale.
knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of
La
Dendro
raíz
power
del
itself.
por dentro.
The
Del
more
árbol.
powerful the
Básicamente que
knowledge,
está
the
debajo del
richer it
subsuelo,
is in
pero está
Dendro
ahí,
energy.
enterrado.
However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dori's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dori's eye. If there's any mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you.
Estoy dispuesto a correr el riesgo. No, te ayudaré a encontrar a Dori.
Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dori, come find me at the Wikela Funduk.
Vale, pues parece que aquí continúa nuestra aventura. Y obviamente aquí aún hay muchas cosas que hacer, así que vamos a seguir buscando y a ver qué encontramos ahora. Hola, ¿sabes algo de Dori? Pregunto.
What are you two looking to buy?
Queremos comprar frutos jara crudos.
Wait, are you sure you're remembering that right?
Ah, no, no, gira lo otro.
Doesn't
Ostras,
look it
no,
was
perdón,
that on
perdón.
the paper.
Eso.
What a unique pack.
Following the paper got us.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruits.
Got it. You too. Please follow me.
Vale, vamos al
You
almacén
two have a
secreto.
fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch. No,
Every
look
ship
again.
deserves the
We're
best
obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
The warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Te sigo, pero esto es enorme, poca broma. Me mola mucho, Puerto de Ormos tiene su encanto, igual que Sumeru entera, o sea, tengo ganas de terminar la misión de Arconte, ponerme con la legendaria de Tignari, ponerme con todo lo que hay que hacer por aquí esta nueva versión y ver a ver con qué nos sorprenden. Tengo que realizar
Please forgive
comprobaciones,
me,
¿no?
but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Felicidades.
Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring?
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru city or Port Ormos style?
Al estilo de Puerto Ormos.
Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products. Okay. Everything has been confirmed. Miss Dori is waiting for you up at... Shoot! It's the Matra! Run!
What?
¿La Matra?
The Matra? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
¿Pero qué está
We don't know
pasando?
this area, so let's follow that informant.
¿Quién es la Matra? ¿La policía o qué? ¿Qué es esto? Esto me ha recordado la canción de Estopa de Salimos de la cárcel. Me temo en la primera. A ver. Sí, no, sí, a ver, si sé por dónde va. Si saberlo lo sé. Pero claro, es que esto es enorme.
Hey, if you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way. Another password. Huh? Oh, that voice came from a...
O sea, Dori, digo yo. Ah, aquí está Dori.
Over here. You can stop running now.
Vale. Electro. Estilo chibi.
So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
Puede ser. O no.
These two good customers wish to buy some hara fruit, Miss Dori. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Vale, él se retira y nos deja con Dori.
Good. Thank you. Huh? Wait, you're Dory? Paimon sure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but I bet my Mora that you've been involved in some shady dealings, haven't you? Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it. I can't
No
risk
creo que
doing
quede
business
otra,
with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much Mora they
La
might have.
Matra.
Not only will they get caught by
Bueno,
the
vamos, que
Matra,
nos podemos poner en grandes
that's
problemas,
why
pero
I
bueno.
prefer to... It's your first time here, but don't worry. I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good.
¿Podemos ver la mercancía?
Ah, yes, of course.
¿Eh?
Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her with all this. What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the
No, quiero
sociological
análisis.
heat. Who would want to be an expert in that? Or how
Estilos arquitectónicos, no.
with this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation.
No, yo lo que quiero es información de Arconte.
2 million Mora, and it's yours. No discounts. Whoa! That's a lot! Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each... Alright, let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
Vale. Vamos a usar la visión elemental. Me llevo esta. Y esta. Y también esta.
You've really got a good head on your shoulders, and quite the eye for quality.
Vale, nos vamos a quedar sin un mora, pero bueno.
Take these, please and thank you.
My, oh my. You are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 mora more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million mora.
Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million.
Paimon, tranquilízate. No caigas en sus trucos.
The knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million mora. Isn't that a fantastic deal? Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we bought belongs to Alhaitham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works?
No.
We're talking instant knowledge
No,
here.
Paimon.
Don't you want to try it yourself?
Simplemente quieres verme probarlo.
Come on, come on. We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you.
Excellent. Then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge.
Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted.
Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking.
Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this.
No,
Let's
no
use
valdrán
Elemental
nada.
Sight again to check these. So, what did you see?
Nada.
So, they're all worth about the same amount?
O no valen nada.
Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful.
Pero es que a lo mejor no vale nada, Paimon.
Paimon, take a look here. An introduction to
Técnicas de
traditional
plantación,
Sumeru
síntesis de
book.
runas,
Not
nada.
sure
No
we'd
vale
ever
para nada.
find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right?
Lo que sea mientras te haga feliz, Paimon. Coge la que quieras.
Dory, we'll take this one.
All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon. Whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need, bring your mora to Dory and doors will open.
Madre mía, madre mía.
Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham. Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost.
More exciting than legend.
¡Hey, Al! ¿Cómo va? Ya hemos comprado a Dori.
You two made it. And from the looks on your faces, you were
Ha
successful.
sido un éxito.
Wow, there's so many people from the Academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wakela Funduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcha won't come here. Okay, now, tell me how your encounter with Dori went.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost now?
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to
Estamos
answer,
buscando al
of
Arconte
course.
Dendro.
Yeah, when we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our lucky break.
In that case, you're on the right track.
Oh.
A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use
está en el
it,
desierto.
and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next.
¿Tú también lo estás buscando?
I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely
Vale, o sea, esto
precious
es por lo que
item.
está peleando la gente,
The
por este
knowledge contained
conocimiento.
within may... Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After
Los eremitas
attempting
son un
various
grupazo grande y
methods,
tú eres un tío,
I
crack.
finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar. They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains the Scarlet King's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The divine knowledge capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the mantra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the divine knowledge capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through. Dori is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you...
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dori
Nos ha utilizado literalmente like a boss.
Yes, you can say that. But this
Hombre, a
arrangement
ver,
harms
cabrón.
none of
O
us.
sea,
The day after
nos has
tomorrow,
utilizado
go
nivel
back to
bestia,
Dori and try
¿vale?
to
Pero bueno,
purchase
vamos a
information
dejarlo
on
en
the
que
divine
sí.
knowledge capsule's whereabouts. If I get the opportunity to study the divine knowledge capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Me parece bien, gracias.
Okay. Then we'll
Nos
meet
vemos
up
en
in
2
two...
días.
Haytham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you say we head to the outskirts of town?
Vale, pues parece que tenemos que ir fuera, así que... A ver cómo va esto. Me está gustando bastante lo que veo. Tiene... La historia es que se me está haciendo como muy interesante. No sé a vosotros, pero la trama esta de Sumeru está muy, muy guay. Aquí la aventurita en Puerto de Ormos está siendo guay. Hemos conocido un personaje nuevo, al Hacen, que la verdad que... madre mía, es que tiene un estilo diferente a todo lo que habíamos visto hasta ahora. Y eso me gusta, obviamente. Pero bueno, vamos a ir por aquí fuera y a ver qué encontramos ahora. O a ver qué pasa a continuación. Porque de verdad, otra cosa no, pero la aventura está en un punto tan bueno que solo tengo ganas de descubrir más y más de todo esto. Así que... ¡allá vamos! A ver qué pasa.
Alright, this place works. Show me...
Here.
Aquí la tienes.
Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since most have been taken by the Eremites to augment their battle capabilities.
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of strength. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles, one before using this knowledge capsule and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry, I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
Wow! Haytham!
Vale, este tío es un crack y un genio.
Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students to needed canned knowledge to graduate from the academia, right? So, why are you risking getting caught by the mantra for this capsule?
Yo también me pregunto lo mismo.
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. This is but one theory.
Yo soy igual de curioso que él, así que lo entiendo. Es que es un personaje que me recuerda mucho a mi forma de ser.
All right, let's begin the
El rollo de
test.
que la curiosidad
Just
muchas
fight
veces
as
me
you
puede
normally
en
do.
demasiados aspectos. Vale, vamos a probar esto. Vale.
Lay waste to the wicked!
Vale, esta prueba ya está. Dilup de PS, puede solo. Vale.
All right. The next step is to hold it in your hand.
Vale,
I'll help
vamos
you
a
establish a connection
sujetarlo con
with
la
it
mano
so
y
you
a
can
establecer la
activate its
conexión.
power.
A ver qué pasa ahora. Vale, utiliza tu inventario. Vale. ¡Hala! Es como si en un instante viera invulnerables siluetas blandiendo espadas al combate y al siguiente desaparecían entre los registros de mi memoria. Estamos absorbiendo el poder. Por un momento sentí algo. Mi memoria absorbió lo que tuviera la cápsula de conocimiento.
All right. Time for round 2.
Vale. Cápsula del tiempo. Vamos allá. ¡Druk! Pensaba que se activaría, pero no. ¡Hey, Hal!
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Vale.
Oh, hey, Thumb. How's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
Ostras, pues si compro 1.000.000 de ellas, a lo mejor me hago el crack number 1. Prácticamente cero.
Dori's such a jerk! She totally scammed us! 1 million mora? This thing isn't worth a tenth of that amount!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deal seems increasingly worth my investment. I'm heading back to Ikela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dori for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
Vale. Ahora hay que esperar 2 días. Pues nada. Venimos aquí y ya sabéis cómo va esto. Podemos hacerlo de esperar 2 días enteros haciendo la doble vueltecita y a ver qué pacha. Vamos al lío. Vamos aquí a esperar a que todo esto pase y a ver un poquito con qué nos sorprende ahora Al. La verdad que me está gustando la trama. Lo de la cápsula ha sido en plan de... What the fuck. ¿vale? Hay que ir a preguntarle a Dori. Vale. Pues vamos a preguntarle a Dori que se encontrará arriba, así que teleporte por aquí y al lío que vamos. Vamos a ver cómo tira esto, porque de momento lo que estoy viendo es interesante, ¿no? Esta pequeña trama, y la verdad es que los personajes Dori tengo muchas ganas de ver qué tal es en combate, porque pinta graciosa. A ver, ¡uy! ¡Hola!
Over here! Oh, welcome back, my loyal patrons. What can I do for you this time?
Prepárate.
You name it. Canned knowledge, supplies, or anything else you need. I'll find a way to get it. Where there's a waterfall of Mora, there's a way.
Can you really get us anything we want? Anything at all?
Uh-huh. So it appears that canned knowledge alone is no longer sufficient for your opulent appetite. Then please, oblige me. Tell me what you have in mind.
Busco información sobre el paradero del conocimiento encapsulado divino. ¡Pumba!
I knew customers with pockets as deep as yours would undoubtedly crave something more profound than ordinary canned knowledge. But you know, that kind of information isn't going to be cheap. After all, I had to work really hard to weasel my way into the auction site. Not to mention that if anyone found out...
But how can we be sure your information is accurate? Paimon's curious. How you just happen to have this kind of info the moment we need it?
Because to me, anything of value is what I consider to be my supply.
Bueno. Dori se está vendiendo aquí las de mercadera.
As for the information's authenticity, well, you've no need to worry about that. I used a camera to take a picture of the transaction. That way, no one can dispute it.
Danos un precio.
It's always a pleasure doing business with such sterling patrons. Now that you've paid in full, here's the scoop. The Divine Knowledge Capsule was purchased yesterday by a certain Misery, the leader of Ain el-Ahmar.
Ain el-Ahmar? You mean the
Vale, que nos han adelantado. GG well played.
Ah, so you're already familiar with them. The group has done everything in their power to obtain the Divine Knowledge Capsule. After all, they believe it contains the power of the Scarlet King. That Divine Knowledge Capsule is unlike any other canned knowledge I've seen before. It was glowing bright red. The capsule is clearly visible in the picture I took.
Thanks for the info, Dori.
Please, it's my pleasure.
Yo creo que nos ha tangado, ¿eh?
Thanks to discerning customers such as yourselves.
Dice que puede abrir cualquier puerta, pero yo creo que nos ha pegado la tangada padre aquí con la información. Pero bueno. Vale, vamos a informar a Lassen. Que yo no uso cosas de estas, yo me tiro a lo guay. ¡Uepa! Hay que mirar los barcos estos que seguro tienen cofres. Pero más adelante, vamos a hablar con Al, a ver qué pasa. ¡Hey, Al! ¿Cómo va, brother?
Really? All right. Let's hear
Está en
it.
manos de los ojos de... La tiene el grupo al que nos vamos a enfrentar.
Dori even gave us evidence to verify the intel.
Huh, look at that. Clear as day. They must have taken some guts just to infiltrate the scene of the Eremites transaction. All right. The person in this picture is indeed Misery, the leader of Ain el-Ahmar. And the glowing red capsule he's holding appears to be the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In which case, if we play our cards right, when we confront them next week, we should be able to force them to show their hand.
At first, Paimon didn't get why you were provoking these Ain el-Ahmar guys. But now, it sort of makes sense. Everything's playing right into your hands. After we defeat them, we can finally have a serious talk with their boss and get them to lend us the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Thank you for your time and efforts. Take a few days off while I make some preparations. Let's meet up again on the afternoon of the arranged date, 3 o'clock sharp.
Ahí estaremos.
See you then.
Vale, pues parece que todo este conflicto va a acabar con una batalla contra los eremitas. Así que ha llegado el día de la reunión contra los amiguitos de los ojos de Ana. Ahí viene Al. Ha llegado el momento del combate, ¿no?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Vamos al muelle. Vale. Pues parece que se viene el combate. Ha llegado el momento de enfrentarnos aquí a nuestros amiguitos. Puede ser interesante incluso, a ver. Vamos a dejarnos caer por aquí y así pues llegamos un poquito más rápido. Ojo, me está pareciendo interesante la trama de Sumeru, me está atrapando muchísimo. Y creo que el problema es que obviamente va a ser una trama que vamos a ir viendo a lo largo de las primeras versiones, ¿no? Hasta que, por lo menos yo que sé, habrá un par de meses para esta historia. Pero espero que no se quede en un momento corto y que esto avance porque, wow, está siendo muy interesante y el tema de conocimiento mola. Bueno, aquí están.
It was I who demanded that these negotiations take place. I was more worried that you might go back on your promise. But to your credit, it appears that you're sticking to your word. This is turning into quite an occasion. I also brought some backup. I assume you don't mind.
Backup? Aren't you the brat from the restaurant the other day? You've come to support this lunatic because he helped you out? Fine, your funeral. I'm not going to mince my words. Once we're done with you, you'll be nothing more than fish food. Get 'em, boys!
Uh-oh, here they come. Good luck, you two.
Bueno, vamos a pelear.
Time for a light show.
Vale, tú marcado. Otro caos. Otro caos. ¡Wow! Aquí está Tarik. Ya no hay Tarik. Ya no hay Tarik. Estamos OPs.
Academia scum.
Nos hemos dado una paliza.
Boss, finally.
Vale, aquí está el jefe.
Great. Now we can. Boss?
¿Qué le pasa?
Boss! Boss! What's wrong?
What happened to him?
Si os fijáis, la oreja se ha vuelto rojo.
We have to cut his Akasha connection, now.
Target acquired. Arrest him. Do not impede our work. Is that understood, Al-Haytham?
Of course. I was only trying to help.
Take him away.
Se ha llevado el recuerdo. Bueno. Y este se ha llevado la paliza. Precisamente. Aquí pasa algo más de lo que estamos viendo. Es que ha sido como la diosa del principio, ¿no?
It looks like he used the divine knowledge capsule.
You mean the divine knowledge capsule did that to him?
Ahora que lo mencionas, Hypatia dijo que...
Oh, yeah. You mean how some researchers go insane after getting knowledge from Irminsul?
I've heard of numerous incidents of researchers in Satyavada life going insane. The state that man is now in suggests that this is a similar situation.
Vamos, que se le ha ido la chaveta.
This divine knowledge capsule does appear to be linked to the gods, but beyond that, it doesn't seem anything like the rumors suggest. Possessing it doesn't grant you divine wisdom or power. Did you hear what he said? World, forget me. What could that possibly mean?
If the mantra took him away, then that means divine knowledge capsule back too. What a shame. We were so close. Still, Paimon didn't expect the divine knowledge capsule would be so dangerous. Imagine if we tried to open it. Oh, who knows what would have happened to us?
As things stand, there is no reason for me to remain in Port Ormos. I believe our collaboration has also reached its end.
Oh, we were so busy trying to find the divine knowledge capsule that Paimon forgot to ask you something. Since you're a member of the Academia, do you have any idea how we can go about meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Truthfully, I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali appears to exist outside of Sumeru's entire administration. Most of the time, you wouldn't know she exists at all. Moreover, since the Academia possesses the Akasha, a symbol of our deity's wisdom, scholars have no reason to desire to make contact with the deity herself anyway.
Everything about Lesser Lord Kusanali is such a mystery!
I'm heading back to the Academia. How about you two?
It's almost the day of the Sub-Zero's festival. Maybe we should head back too. We've been rushed off our feet over the past few days, so maybe a little rest and relaxation will do us good.
Vaya, tienes razón.
Then we'll part ways here, Al-Haytham, until we meet again.
Entonces entiendo que con esto hemos terminado la historia de Puerto de Ormos, pero que todavía quedan muchísimas cosas, ¿no? Por vivir.
Now, do I deal with this thing first? Or should I produce the report that the higher ups require?
Parece que Al oculta algo. Y con esto hemos terminado, en este caso, el capítulo 1, el acto 1, tras la bruma y el bosque. Hemos terminado por fin la misión de Arconte que teníamos, como veis, ya seleccionado. Y ahora parece que tenemos lo siguiente, que es la de dirígete a la ciudad de Sumeru para el festival. Así que con esto por lo menos ya hemos terminado la primera de las misiones de este capítulo 3 de la historia de Genshin Impact. Y ¿qué puedo deciros? Me ha parecido flipante, me ha gustado muchísimo, me ha parecido interesante todo lo que hemos ido viendo. Vamos a coger aquí un poquito las buenas cosillas. Y bueno, como un poquito para ver el tema de misiones. A ver. Esto es el acto 2. Vale, o sea, mínimamente sabemos que está el acto 1 y el acto 2 entero. O sea, aquí hay muchas cosas que hacer todavía. Me tengo que poner estos días un poquito on fire, por lo menos para terminar en todo lo breve lo nuevo. Pero bueno, por lo menos si voy teniendo un vídeo nuevamente cada día, cada 2 días, sé que vamos a ir avanzando guay. Pero es que no me da la vida, bros. Pero bueno, está bastante guay todo lo que estamos viendo, me está pareciendo interesante. Con esto por lo menos hemos cerrado el primer acto de este capítulo 3. Y ojo, me ha gustado de principio a fin, ¿eh? Han sido varios vídeos, pero creo que ha merecido la pena esto de completar toda la aventurita porque ha molado un montón. Nada más, si os ha molado el vídeo, por favor, dejad el buen like, suscribiros al canal para estar al tanto de todas las novedades de Genshin Impact. Si queréis echar unas partiditas conmigo, dejádmelo en comentarios o agregadme en la play a Yuta0. Y poco más que decir, nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Adiós y tened un buen día.